Justice joins us, and he had the best seat in the house and two of the best plays in Braves history. The Otis Nixon catch against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then, of course, when Sid slid, look who's directing him home. How about that?
Hey, listen, both those plays. Otis Nixon was unbelievable, fellas. I mean, the way he got back there and then put his foot on the wall and propelled himself those extra inches at the right time and caught that. He made it look so easy, and then he landed like it was nothing.
Yeah, it was like
like it was routine.
Yeah.
And I almost dislocated my shoulder out there celebrating. I was so happy. You know, it was unbelievable. And then Sid, God, I thought Sid was going to score easily, fellas. When I turned around and looked at Sid, I was calm until I saw the ball coming, and I saw Sid. And he was pulling that refrigerator. And then you saw me go in panic mode, like, Sid, get down, because there's a play at home. And if that ball had hit, I think it might have been LaValliere catching. If that ball had hit him in the chest, Sid might have been out at home. But he had to catch it on this side and bring it over. And Sid was probably safe by this much, but he was safe. And then I didn't know what to do, so I just jumped on top of him.
Yeah, it looked like you were trying to protect him from the dog pile, but you even rolled over and hit.
Yeah, I roll over, my feet are straight up in the air, and now here comes everybody. So I'm under the pile with my feet straight up in the air. But, man, I tell you what, those two moments, there's so many special moments in those days playing with the guys. But those two I will always remember. You're right, I had the best seat in the house for him.
Sure did. What was it like playing for Bobby Cox?
Well, Bobby was great. I always said I never had a conversation with Bobby longer than 5 minutes. You know, I mean, but I loved him. I mean, he just knew what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. And we all loved playing for Bobby. When we won, it was because of us. When we lost, it was because of him. You know, and he treated all of us with respect. He treated us like grown men, even when we were really young. I mean, I remember in spring training, you know, we would play one game, then be off the next day, and then we come back and play the next day. So every other day is a starter.
Little looper out to second. Peterson catches that. Solarte's retired, one down.
And so that off day in between, you know, it's not really an off day. You can't go home. But he knew that we would go down as the hitters and go down and work on our hitting. He just knew you would. And we were young guys. We could have messed around and you know, took advantage of the situation, but none of us did. We really appreciated Bobby treating us as men, and, you know, we wanted to be better, and we wanted to win, and so we would go down and do our work. But, man, Bobby always pulled for it. I always laugh, because I always think, I remember sometimes in the outfield, Bobby run out there yelling, hey, what's going on, what's going on? And then say, Dave, what's going on? What happened? You know, he's looking at me, what happened? Right? And then you tell him a little bit, then all of a sudden he goes at the umpire. You know what I mean? He just didn't, he's going to protect you. He's coming out to protect you.
This is Corey Spangenberg, a #1 pick by the Padres a couple of years ago, and that brings up interesting timing for you, David. The amateur draft is going on right now. Take us through your thought process when you found out, okay, I'm a Kentucky kid, and I'm getting drafted by, or Cincinnati kid, I'm getting drafted by the Atlanta Braves. What was that like?
Yeah, well, you know what? My buddy had just been drafted a year before in the first round by the Braves. And I was sitting talking to his dad a couple days before the draft, and he told me that I was probably going to be drafted the first 5 rounds. And I thought he was out of his mind, because I went to a small NAIA school, Thomas More College. I told him, look, they got to get through UCLA's and Arkansas's and Oklahoma's. Once they get through all those Division I schools, eventually they'll get down here into this NAIA area. So I thought he was crazy. But that day, it was so funny because I had the phone on my lap. And every time it rang, I'm catching the first ring. Hello, hello.
Little pop into left center field by Spangenberg, and he's got a 2-strike hit. That's 6 hits already for San Diego tonight.
So I had a friend of mine who kept calling me, and I told him, dude, you better stop calling me, man, because I'm waiting on a more important call than yours. But it was probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon I got the call, and I'll never forget, it was Hep Cronin. I knew his voice as soon as I picked up the phone. He said, David, it's Hep. He goes, we got you. You know, so I scream, hey, mama, you know, I just got drafted. My mom was screaming through the house. Then I want to know, when was I drafted? This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And he goes, no, we got you earlier today. You know, we got you in the 4th round. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. you know, it was just unbelievable, fellas.
So you're drafted.
Yep. So then they bring us down to Atlanta. I think the first 10 rounds, they put us in a Braves uniform. That's exciting. But they put me at first base. And, you know, I played outfield in college and pitched, but they put me at first base, and I was killing the third baseman with lasers. You know, I had a whole month of, my arm was loose. About the third throw, they said, Justice, go to center field. I go to center field, and I became an outfielder right then, which I was an outfielder already. I don't know why they had me at first base, but.
Where'd you play for? What team?
Pulaski, Virginia. And I'll tell you how funny this is. I played in college for a school that didn't have a home run fence. See, so when you can hit a ball 450 feet, you got to run all the way around. So, you know, I got stopped at third a lot. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this ballpark in Pulaski, Virginia. They got lights. We've got stands. We got a home run fence. I'm like, this is awesome. And my teammate from UCLA is standing beside me. He goes, this is a piece of crap. I went to UCLA. He's used to all that good stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's all perspective. You know, I'm sitting there like, I'm ready to go. Shoot, I got a home run fence. I don't have to run around the bases for a home run.
That's great.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was great. Then, you know, then I had a good year that year. I led the league. I tied the league in homers. And then the next year is when I took off, when I met Clarence Jones.
There's a guy that doesn't get enough credit for part of the string of success for the Braves and all those division-winning championships, and what he did, what a great job he did as the hitting coach.
Yeah, and listen, he meant the world to me. Everything that I became as a hitter, I attribute to Clarence Jones. He gave me.
Oh, nice.
He gave me the I have to say, from the shoulders up, mentally, the mental approach to become a very successful player. Because a lot of guys out here have the physical tools. But when you get to this level, you have to be strong mentally. You have to know how to make adjustments. And he taught me how to make adjustments. I mean, God, he was just he was a prophet to me. I mean, everything he said, it's like it was meant for me. I mean, he literally called my Rookie of the Year season. I mean, he literally told me, if you stand close to the plate, stand up tall, and look fastball every pitch until 2 strikes, he said, you will do so much damage that it'll be 2 weeks left in the season before they realize that they've got to stop trying to pound you inside. Because when I stood on top of the plate, all the pitchers said, oh, well, let's gas him inside. Where you were throwing it right into my wheelhouse. No, Ronnie Gantt myself, you couldn't throw us fastballs inside. And I went on that tear of home runs, Joe. And it was 2 weeks left in the season when they stopped trying to gas me inside.
There's the bunt by Shields. No interference. Bethencourt makes the play and the throw to first on a sacrifice. 2 are out. And runners at second and third for Venable. A base open here, down 2-0.
Another guy I want to... we got 2 outs here, but Terry Pendleton and Sid and Belliard come in 91 and help get you guys into the postseason. A lot was made about that veteran leadership. But Terry Pendleton, up and down, really had to be a great influence on you guys.
Well, no question. I mean, TP, we used to call him the assistant GM. You know, on the team, we used to always mess with him. You know, Terry, what's going on in the front office, man? We know you know. You know, TP was smart. He could play. He was tough. You know, he got... But, you know, he hit 319 in 91, I think it was, won national MVP.
Yeah.
You know, but TV was also your big brother, you know, that he would always give you words of wisdom and advice, you know, how to be a big leaguer. And Sid was great, too.
But did Terry get on you a little bit if you didn't think you were playing as hard as he thought you should?
You know what? I don't think he ever had to get on me about playing hard. That's all I knew how to do was play hard. But yes, if there was a time in which TP needed to maybe bring you back in line, he would do it.
That's cool.
And he'd be respected for it.
Fly ball to left. Johnny Gomes makes the play, and that will retire the side. David, it's great to see you, man.
Hey, fellas, always
Hey, look at this beautiful bobblehead, too. What do you think? Real quick.
Man, look at that head. Just like the real head. Look at my head. The big head. You got it right.
It's fun, too, baby.
Joe, good
The
to see
great
you, man.
David Justice. Hope he stops by and sees us again soon. 2-0 Padres.